Well, welcome back, everyone. It's been a couple of weeks. Um, just different scheduling stuff. People have lives. The Bay Area is on fire, so all that kind of stuff. Actually, the whole West Coast is on fire now, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, we are back. Our heroes have leveled up a little bit after defeating the big boss of Bilgewater, Lieutenant Villanue. If you'll recall, when we last left off, you had just kind of gone through the Noxian caves. You'd taken out Villeneuve. Actually, you didn't kill her. You captured her, and are now kind of bringing her back to Captain Fortune. You learned a few things. We learned about what did we learn about? Well, Buxton first of all is finally reunited with his old ship, the bearded minnow, and that is for you guys to pursue your dreams with. Kaori found vengeance against Lieutenant Villeneuve, who was one of those that murdered her master, and earned one of the Navori blades. Also learned about another Lieutenant Braxis in Piltover and Zahn seeking a chemical weapon. Another of Grange's henchmen. Deshawn learned a little bit more about her curse. It's of Lunari origin. Also learned that there is apparently a Lunari sect in Piltover and Zahn at the time, trying to keep the Noxians from getting that chemical weapon. In Melbourne, you found out that the symbol of Praladizin, who is the Kim Baron who made this weapon, is actually a symbol that you have seen on your core. And not quite sure what that means, but and perhaps there's some connection there.
And
Any questions, guys? Are you feeling? Are you remembering the vibes? Oiling
Oh
up the
yeah.
joints.
You're just
And we're
greasing those joints up.
yep. Got to put some oil on Melbourne's
that's
joints.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm a little injured, so
and we're just fading right back into kind of like that little cove we were at.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you like a little intro, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect.
Sweet.
I'm all set then.
Sweet. So with the wind in your hair and the Noxians left behind you, you're sailing for Bilgewater yet again. Everything seems a little brighter somehow now that Villeneuve is captured and her forces scattered. The Noxian lieutenant scowls at you from her place near the mast as you approach McGregor's kill house, the base of operations for the Soldiers of Fortune. On the dock, you see Captain Fortune and some of her people waiting. Beside her is a hooded figure. A whistle sounds as you approach the dock. "Oh, I'm gonna miss her," Silver Eye announces as he obbles down the gangplank. "This is a fine ship," he says, winking at you, Buxton.
I'm sure she'll miss you too, but you'll always be in the heart of the crew that sails her. And I kind of like take my hook and like tap it to my heart.
As you make dock and get everything tied off, Captain Fortune greets you and eyes the prisoner. "A fine catch. Well done." And she kind of tips her hat. "Not too much time for celebrating, though. I have another favor to ask of you." She gestures to the man who approaches confidently. "These are the heroes of Bilgewater, I suppose you would call them. Heroes, meet Yasuo." The man kind of takes down his hood. I'll show you a picture. I'm sure you've all seen him before. Oh, I'm in the wrong tab.
fuck yeah. So
Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. These. Here we go. Yasuo. He kind of takes down his hood and just kind of nods solemnly. Misfortune, or Captain Fortune, has some of her soldiers come to secure Lieutenant Villeneuve and says, "Come on, let's go talk inside, y'all." And begins heading into the kill house.
Is Yasuo going with us?
Yeah, he follows her.
Okay, I'll sidle up to him while we're walking and be like, "Yeah, pleased to meet you, Yasuo. If I'm pronouncing that correctly." And I'm gonna reach out my hand and just a quick greeting. Well met.
It is close enough. And he just kind of bows his head a little bit and completely ignores the hand.
I kind of just grab Kaori's hand and kind of just back us away from the group a little bit. And I just kind of whisper to Kaori, I thought that was the last favor we were going to do. We got our own shit to handle, girl.
Agreed. I was not aware that we would have more to do, but perhaps there is a way that we can accomplish this en route to our next stop.
Maybe we should get paid. Like there should be some sort of money in this. I think we should discuss this with the others as well.
That would make sense. We should definitely approach Buxton and Melbourne and see what their thoughts are on it. I'm not sure what adventurers really do. This is all still so new to me. But I'm very curious about Yasuo. I haven't seen many other Ionian faces here, and I have some questions for him.
He does have some nice muscles. And
Yes, he appears very disciplined.
And I just walk. I don't know how far we're walking, but if we've even got time to talk to the other gentlemen. But
I just want to retcon that if he ignores my handshake, I'm just gonna do one of those like smooth, like stroke the fur on my face. There we go.
Yep, completely ignores it.
Yeah.
Ben.
Cool. Actually, let me pull up our Bilgewater scene. Since we're still here, we'll get one last use of it before we leave.
Oh, we're leaving.
Yeah. Cool. So, Captain Fortune heads inside. Yasuo follows. Seems like Melbourne and Buxton are kind of pretty close to them. Kaori and Deshawn take some time, but I assume you head inside, wanting to know about payment and that sort of thing, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, as you head inside, Captain Fortune kind of sits everyone in a room. Yasuo is off in a gloomy, dark corner by himself, as he is wont to do. And he and she kind of lays out a map of Runeterra and points at Piltover and Zahn. Our friend here needs to get right about there. Apparently, so there's something to do with the Noxian, some sort of weapon. I don't really know, but General Aurelia sent him my way, and I told her I'd give her a hand. I owe her one from back in the day.
Kiori would just get excited and kind of just like pull on Deshawn's and whispers like, "We can do this while we're on our way to our next stop. This is wonderful."
Well, Captain Fortune, I'm going kind of southern here for some reason. Well, Captain Fortune, we are the two best smugglers you ever seen in the waters, between Piltover and Zahn and Bilgewater. It's a stretch of water that I've sailed many a time, and I'd be happy to sail it again. However, there do be the matter of payment.
Yes, of course. Listen, for this here travel, I have a budget of 200 gold pieces up front here. You'll get another 200 on the other side once he's delivered safely. Oh, and if you didn't know, there was a bounty on Miss Villanue's head. So that's another 200 right there if you'll have them.
Kiori looks over.
She just like throws a pouch of money on the table.
Kiori would look over at Box and be like, "Uh-huh."
I like raise up like one finger and I'm like, throw in a couple dozen bullets, and I'm in.
Oh yes, of course you can restock here at the Kill House. We have everything you should need for your adventure. And Miss Deshawn, was it? The one with the tail?
She kind of stands up. Oh, yes, that is me.
Yeah, some of my fellas found this out in some of the Buru ruins. Thought you might be interested. Looks like garbage to me, but hey, they said it smelled a little magical. And she hands you a stack of papers.
That is what she does. She kind of starts breathing heavily.
Heavy breathing sounds.
Oh, wow, that's so kind of you. As my eyes glaze over onto the paper.
Yeah, it's actually, it doesn't seem to be Brewer of origin. You're not sure what it is, but some very strange ruins that have a faint glow to them. And after you have some time to attune to it, I'll give you more information.
Cool.
Now, down to business. The Noxians, obviously they're out of Bilgewater. Lieutenant Villanue is dead. You scatter them all to the winds. Gangplank himself has gone missing, but rumor is his fleet has taken up patrols between here and Piltover and Zon. So you're going to want to be careful of them. Obviously they know the minnow. And in fact, rumor has it that there are some Noxian informants on those docks, so I hope you don't mind, Buxton, but it may be a good idea to disguise the minnow for the time being.
I thought about it before you said it, but yeah, of course.
Always
Of
one
course,
step
great
ahead.
idea.
In any case, simple here to there mission. I'm sure it shouldn't be too hard for you. Beautiful city, Piltover. I would avoid Zon, but
Oh no, I just want to go there. But I'll take that notice and I'll take that advice and notice.
excellent.
So so the plan is we take this gentleman, and I point to Yasuo. So we're
Yasuo.
supposed to take him,
Yep.
this gentleman, to Piltover. Is that's all we got to do? Just chuck him on the, well, not chuck him, but put him on the docks, and is that our? Just want to confirm our mission.
That is correct.
But Deshaun has a great point here, Mr. Yasuo. I do have a question beyond the obvious. Is there any particular reason why you be needing to be sequestered away and not just go there yourself straight away? Why do you need to be smuggled, essentially?
I require transport. I require protection from prying eyes. Well, they say I cannot simply use my blade, I guess.
All right, well, I can respect that, a man of privacy. Something that I aspire to myself one day. I just can't quit blabbing. But, we can help you get there.
And protection from, did you say from some Noxian folk and anybody else we should be keeping an eye out for?
It would be better if they did not know I was there.
Okay. Guys, this seems pretty easy, just saying.
I'm pretty happy. I'm like, all right, well, I guess misfortune. What we can do is we'll stock up here on supplies and get ready, and we can make our way out before light tomorrow morn. If we do our due diligence, getting the ship prepped and everything.
A fair timeline. Well, Yasuo, honey, these fine people will see you on your way. And she holds her hand out, and he hands her a slip of paper that she takes and looks at, and then rips up immediately and throws in an open flame.
Ooh, can I try and eagle eye zoom in on
give me some. I don't know. Give me some perception.
All right, cool.
Wait, Yasuo handed the paper to Misfortune?
Correct. Pretty good. That's also pretty good.
Oh, with the
Okay,
-1
good.
too.
Yeah,
Damn.
nice.
He's got that bionic eye going on.
Yeah, so it's really hard to make out, but it seems to be some sort of official, perhaps legal document, and you see the name Fortune on it, but that's all you can really make out.
Inference. Okay, cool. I pay no
So
mind.
this was done clearly in front of us. He hands her the paper and she tears it up and throws it in the fire.
Yep, just immediately, and then leaves, basically.
What was sorry. Oh, I would probably ask. What was that?
Oh, you don't worry your pretty little head about that one, honey. Just some old business.
Carrie would step forward and be like, "We appreciate your recognition of our efforts, and may you be blessed and balanced in your new conquest. We look forward to sailing tomorrow morning." And then Carrie would turn over to Yasuo and do a little bow and kind of a recognition, head nod of I see you.
Great. And so Captain Fortune, she's leaving you hear her talking. All right, now let's head up to that governor's mansion's got my name all over it. Silver Eyes, come with me, honey. We're headed to the docks. Yep. You make sure that they have what they need. See you a lot later. Always welcome in Bilgewater.
Bye for now, and of course, you know.
Just
Bye.
once we dropped him, do we come back here? What is the plan? Are we free?
as you're like calling out, I imagine you're like in the doorway and she's like walking down the docks and she's got like a whole retinue around her and just like completely ignores you and she's just like waving over her shoulder, like I'll see y'all later.
I'm sure there's an envoy in the city, Deshaun. Don't worry. It's those gold coins on the table that we should be worrying about. And I pick them up and I'm like, do a little Mr. Krabs laugh. I'll divide it up amongst the crew.
Yep, 100 gold pieces each. And before you guys set off, you can basically at the kill house, you can get anything that you would like reasonably get from a place that would stock ships for voids and that sort of thing. They'll give you like barrels of food and things like that, because you're effectively acting as their agent right now. Rope, tools, whatever you need there. If you want any specialty items, you're free to like ask me if you can find it, or to go searching around. I don't have anything prepared there, but if there's anything you'd like to purchase, we can do that now.
I have two points of order that I'd like to ask. So, the first point of order, I think, is I just gotta recollect. Do we have a crew, or are we just kind of like chilling with the homies here, like Deshaun, Kiori, Bucks, and Milburn, and I guess Yasuo?
Yeah. So you do not. Oh, actually, I think you had 2 crew members who survived, and they would stay with you.
Okay, cool. So we have 2 crew members.
I do not have them fleshed out. If you would like to name them and etc., that's up to you. Because you made quite an impression on them. Remember when you saved them from Kagram?
It's gonna be Old One Arm and Dewey.
You better remember that.
Yeah, Old One Arm and Dewey crew
Old
members.
One Arm and Dewey.
Oh no, it can't be One Arm because I only have one. Old One Eye. There we go.
Well, Old One Eye is she's the oldest granny of the sea, but she's a fine deckhand.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we have to like have grandma's cookies and Dewey. I just want I want him to be like just a dumb deckhand,
very literal.
Yep, like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the guy that's like, I stand incredibly still, tracks, whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
so that was the first thing. So I just want to know if we had a crew. I assume, can we sail the ship? In my head, the Bearded Minnow it's a bigger ship, but it's like, I think Pirates of the Caribbean, like you can crew it with a smaller crew.
Yeah. So in as part of just the way the story has unfolded, I've downsized it a little bit. It's like so it only has 2 cannons right now. You could definitely have more cannons on it. But it only has the pair of them up at the bow, and it can definitely be crewed by as few as probably 4 people, but ideally maybe 6 or so.
Perfect. Okay. Second point. I'm just gonna go up to the crew. I imagine we're in this kind of meeting room area. There's a map on the table. I am going to steal the map, and I would just like to turn to the crew and be like, "All right, first point of order. We got to get some better food on that boat."
Agreed.
Yeah, there's like a warehouse where you can get a couple barrels of various foods that you would take on a voyage and fresh water and those sorts of things.
Perfect. Can I trust you 3 to get the supplies? Make sure you pick up the bullets.
What 3?
Melbourne.
I'm on it, Captain. I'll pick out the food for you.
Perfect. All right. I forget Yasuo was in this room. Yasuo,
He's
you're
just standing
guest.
perfectly still in the corner.
Feel free to make yourself at home on the minnow. Just tell Old One Eye and Dewey that you're with us. Give him the secret handshake.
Mm. And
Kiri would lean over to Deshaun and be like, "We have a better map now. This is great."
he just kind of bows and
adventures.
and he walks over into the warehouse and grabs a bottle of wine, uncorks it, starts drinking, and is just walking away.
The party's already started. And then I don't know if I said, maybe third point of order. is there any damage to the ship? Like, so I know we got attacked by a sea monster. Is there anything that we need to get repaired?
Yes. There's a fair amount of damage. We'll say that the soldiers of fortune are actually already started on repairs. They're also helping to disguise certain notable features and things like that. So
So I imagine we have like a license plate like that switches like
exactly, like the front looks like the bearded minnow thing. They just like put a cover over that, stuff like that.
Perfect. All right. Well, then I am going to. That's it. I love this. I love being part of a crew. This is nice.
PogChamp.
Deshaun,
Deshaun Kaori. Yeah.
Yes. She would just be looking to buy paper and ink because she's thinking that these might be spells that she could learn. So she's gonna buy 100 gold of paper and ink. So she can
Actually, okay. Before you
spells.
do that, let me just show you what it is.
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to go buy 100 gold of paper. That's a
100
ridiculous
gold.
amount of paper and ink, actually.
Can we even
What?
put that much in the cabin?
One spell's 50 gold worth. It's crazy.
This is the Lost Chapter. These pages were once part of a very powerful library in the past of the Blessing Isles. Scholars even say there are pages of the tome that used to perform the great rituals in antiquity. If you attune to them, you can use it as your arcane focus if you would like to. The spell pages have 3 charges and recover 1d4 minus 1 per day. And as an action, you can spend a series of charges to reclaim a spell slot up to that level. The recovered slot must be of a level for which you have magic slots. So basically, you can spend charges to regain spell slots. Does that make sense?
Whoa! So it's got 3 charges per day. Okay.
Well, it's got 3
That was-
charges, and it could only recover 1 per day. It's like you roll 1d4 minus 1.
Okay.
Oh
And is
my
it
God.
so 1 charge is 1 spell slot? So I could do a 3rd level spell or 3 first level spells?
You can spend so if you wanted, yeah, you could do 1 3rd level spell, a 2nd level, and a 1st level, or 3 1st level.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Cool. So then in that case,
You should not buy 100 gold of paper and
I'm
ink.
not going to buy that. I'm just going to buy like rope, like a water skin, maybe a book, and maybe some vials, like empty vials, just to kind of depending on what we're going to find. And
Yeah, you can get everything but the vials for free from the
cool.
warehouse, and then you can just purchase the vials for whatever their cost is.
I'll probably just get like 5.
No.
So I'll just look that up and I'll take it out.
Yeah, and basically anything reasonable from Player's Handbook, you can just purchase without even asking me. Or you can ask if it seems like something that would be in the warehouse. You can just ask if you can have it for free.
Awesome. Love
False rooms.
Yes, we need a couple of just some good bits of plywood and some 2x4s or so, and I'd like to make a couple false rooms.
Oh, smuggling places.
Yeah, just in case. We it looks like they retrofit the minnow after it left the original crew, and just to make sure we run into any situations, we can tuck little Yasuo away and be pretty safe.
Yep, easily enough with the help that you have. That's fine.
Does it cost any money, or are they doing it for free?
No, they're just
Hell
working.
yeah.
You're soldiers of fortune now. You have the blessing of the new queen of the city.
Hell yeah, dude! It's
We
so this is what it feels to be in the in crowd, and I like flashback to the years of being like bullied. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway,
Kaori. Anything you'd like to
Kaori
do?
is interested in seeing if there's any Ionian trinkets, or if she can maybe find some kind of living like bush or tree or some kind of like bonsai she can take with her, because she knows that we're going to be on the boat for so long. She wants something to ground herself in, because she feels a little shaky, even though she's getting used to being on the water on boats. She still feels really weird not being connected to the earth and plants.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you find yourself like a little pod or something that you're going out to try to put a plant in, and as you're going along, maybe the shore a little bit, looking for something, you hear someone cough from above you in a tree, and you look up, and Yasuo is just chilling there drinking. He's like, "You are Ionian."
I am. As are you, I assume.
Yasu.
You do not know me, then. You do not know my dishonor.
I don't know many things. I'm from a small farm village.
Well, I miss home, but I cannot go back now.
I can understand that. I also cannot go back home.
What is it that you do there?
I learned the way of blade dancing, and my parents wove baskets, and I was taken under Master Midori Sando and learned how to actually fight with blades as a blade dancer, and I'm here to avenge his death.
An honorable goal. Well, it is a pleasure to meet someone from the homeland. And he like jumps down and looks down to see what you're doing, and he like, you just see like a of like his sword, and he like cut around the plant so it's easy to like pull out, and he just walks away.
Oh. Kiri would just like kind of nod her head and then like quickly like dig her fingers in, pull it out, making sure she gets as much of the root system as possible, and puts it in the pot, makes sure that there's no big cracks in it and stuff, and takes care of the plant.
I don't trust that guy.
Melbourne, are you doing anything while you load or afterward?
Oh, I'm picking out the food. They left me with the food, so I'm picking out. And as a robot, I've never food. I'm just picking out probably the colorful ones.
So a lot of fruits and vegetables, the kind of stuff that's going to
Yeah.
go bad eventually.
Yeah. Well, this is purple. This looks good. Yeah.
Nice.
Does Buxton have a favorite kind of drink he likes on the ship? Like mead versus wine versus ale?
Buxton's an alcoholic, so I don't think so.
I was just curious if there was like, oh, this is the rabbit's foot blend or the like Bud Light blend. I'm gonna get this.
The,
I don't know.
Bud Light.
I'm just trying to think of
it's
names.
the Bush Latte.
Hey, that
As
sounds
I'm Melbourne
disgusting.
shopping for food, Deshaun will probably be like, "Oh, make sure you get some nice tea for me," and she's gonna get a lot of tea for her and Thornback and stuff. Just make sure there's a lot for her.
For sure. Cool. And so as you guys make all of your preparations into the night, it starts to get dark, and you're provided with the same sleeping quarters as before if you want them. Anything else anyone wants to do before we black out into the morning?
Kiori would be curious just to kind of like walk through the shops real fast as like not a wanted person, just to see like what is in Bilgewater, because she didn't really fully understand or see it before, and it was mostly dark.
Yeah, it definitely seems much less tense. Everything seems pretty much normal. You wouldn't have expected there was an occupying force just a couple of days before. People are trading and shopping and laughing, and every once in a while you see someone getting chased by bounty hunters. It's Bilgewater.
Oh, so she would walk through and then just kind of be like window shopping, and then like head back with her plant, and then maybe see if she can like just kind of balance herself on the land, maybe do some meditation stuff before getting back on the boat, so that she is ready to go and mentally prepared.
Right. Cool.
Deshaun will just make sure she's reading Yasuo for her Shoma ability. So if she wants to be him any time / try and remember any of his memories,
Absolutely. Yeah.
she can do that.
And as you do so, obviously you get a sense for some of his memory, and it's very kind of filled with sorrow and regret and vague images of people from Ionia.
Nothing about the piece of paper that they scrunched up.
Oh, he's not really thinking about it, but you
Okay.
realize that it was, first of all, it was not his. He received it from Aurelia. So you can see Aurelia handing it to him. You can see Captain Fortune's name on it, her real name, which I forget her first name right now, but is on there.
Mitts.
What's that?
Nothing. I just made
Mitts. Oh, Mitts. And it seems to have something to do with her childhood, which is a very storied and kind of legendary thing in Bilgewater.
To do with Captain Fortune's or Aurelia's childhood
Oh,
story?
sorry, Captain Fortune's childhood.
Cool.
Well, Melbourne has a giant Kragum Kraken tooth that he pulled out when we fought the Kraken.
Oh yeah, that's
So
right.
I think I would take some rope and like bind it to the central mast.
Oh,
and
that's dope.
kind of put it over
I
like
like
in
a trophy.
just show it off, yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and as you guys are making all of these preparations, obviously night comes, you head to sleep, and we'll take our quick break before heading into part 2 here.
Oh, real quick. Before we take our break, I'd like to do a song of rest. And also to say thank you to all the people working with us.
Rest them up, boys.
And sing my song. So all right, this is always weird because I don't have a harmonica to cheat behind, but I'm gonna try this. Over wave and crest, from east to west, I've sailed every body of water. With hips and curls, I've kissed the girls, but never the midshipman's daughter. She's red and fun, no kind of nun. At last full moon I caught her. She held my hand, I sighted land. God bless the midshipman's daughter. And then, I'll just, if I had my harmonica, I would just do a nice chord for a solid 10 seconds.
Yeah, they all clap. Some of them were actually singing along like they knew it, and it's a merry old time.